believe it or not, 5.7 is way closer than you think. Think about it. The second phase of 5.6 starts in just 7 days, landing exactly on May 27th. And right after that, yup, 5.7 banners will be knocking on our doors. Time truly flies. Now, to look on the good side, the new Abyss is on its way, but I kinda have both good and bad news for you. Anyway, more on that later in the video. Now, in case you've forgotten who is coming, then let me quickly refresh you on the latest and most accurate banner lineup we have so far. In 5.6 second phase, we are to expect the Electro Queen herself, Raiden Shogun, to make her return, alongside our trusty Dendro DPS Kinage. But that's not all, because we can also expect the stacked Chronicle Wishing banner in this phase. Yeah, a literal buffet of powerful characters we probably can't even finish. As seen, it contains powerful characters like Kazuha, Ayaka, and even Ito. And then in 5.7 first phase, we can expect Skirk and Emelie to take the spotlight, with Mavuika and Shenhe taking over in the second phase. That said, if you plan on pulling for Kazuha, Ayaka, or let's say you want to save up till Mavuika and Skirk releases, then this video's got you covered. In today's video, I'll be breaking down every source of primos for each phase from now till 5.7 first phase. You've got nothing to stress about. Proper planning is key to getting any character you desire, and maybe whaling is too, but obviously not everyone has that option. That's why I'm glad to announce that I'm hosting a 10 Welkin Moon giveaway at 15,000 subscribers. As always, entering is quite simple. Just subscribe, like the video, and drop a comment down below. The more you make your presence known, the higher your chances of winning. And if you want to save big on your top-ups that it feels like cheating, then visit my partner, U7Buy. They offer the best discount for gaming top-ups. For example, instead of getting the $100 Genesis crystals for $100, why not just get it for $79? All you have to do is enter your UID and boom, it appears in your account. There's nothing to fear as they have strong buyer protection, and as if that wasn't enough, they've got mouth-watering deals on their site. So if you want to save some cash on your next top-up, then use my link in description or pinned comment to save yourself the extra cash. Alright, let's start with the big deal, and that's the new Spiral Abyss. Now, after some leakers got their hands on it, they've got a lot to say. Some of it, pretty exciting. But some, well, not so much. So let's rip the bandage off and get straight to the bad news. The new Abyss is going to be hard, like really hard. Yeah, I know. I dropped that bombshell fast, but honestly, there's no sugarcoating it. If a leaker says the Abyss is hard, you might as well start boiling the water because we are about to get cooked. Now let's talk about why leakers are calling this Abyss brutally hard. At some point, enemies hit level 105. Yeah, 105. That's when HP and shield scaling just goes crazy. And for casual players, it's gonna hurt. To make it worse, you start with 0 energy, and there's a timer forcing you to clear fast. But don't panic. The good news is, you don't actually need to reach that crazy level to get all your Primogems. The Abyss is split into 5 difficulties: normal, hard, dire, fearless, and defiant. And all the Primo rewards are tied to the lower tiers, meaning even casual players can clear it comfortably without touching the endgame pain. To be honest, you only ever need to finish hard mode and move on with your life. As with that mode completed, you should be able to walk away with about 400 Primogems. Could be less or more. Sadly, I haven't heard of the exact amount. Now, with all of that, here's another piece of good news, and it's for those of you who've got a whale friend chilling on your list. If you're lucky enough to know someone who walks around with a C6 Mavuika like it's no big deal, then you're basically holding a cheat code in your hands because, trust me, having a friend like that during these insane Abyss levels? Absolute cinema. Like, imagine walking into battle and your friend just casually wipes the floor with level 105 enemies while you sit back and sip some boba. But here's the plot twist. The reward for beating the highest stage isn't some ultra-exclusive name card, or Primo Feast, or even a crown. Nope, it's just 7 artifacts. That's right, 7 RNG-filled pieces that may or may not roll into flat defense. Honestly, it's kind of hilarious. You break your back clearing a mode called Defiant with buffed up enemies, 0 starting energy, and a timer breathing down your neck. All for 7 little trinkets that don't even guarantee crit stats. If that ain't peak Genshin behavior, I don't really know what is. So yeah, at the end of the day, it really comes down to you. Are you going to be that solo grinder pushing through sweat and tears for those 7 mystery prizes? Or are you going to pull a pro move and add a whale friend to carry you through like you're his low AR friend? Let me know in the comments. And no, I don't have C6 Mavuika, but hey, I might be able to help a bit if you catch me in the right mood. One at a time though, don't break my account with friend requests, alright? Now that the Abyss is covered, let's discuss the main reason some of you clicked this video. The ultimate Primogem count. Now, even though this current phase is basically on its last breath, just 7 days left, it's not going down without giving us one final little treat. And that, my friends, is none other than the event called Operation Downpour Simulation. Sounds intense, right? But hold on, let's dial back the hype for just a second. Because if we're being honest here, most of us are still coming down from the high of Whirling Waltz. That event was crazy good, tons of Primogems, really fun mechanics, and a vibe that just felt like Hoyoverse actually put their back into it. But now, yeah, don't expect that same level of excitement here. Life is about ups and downs. Operation Downpour Simulation is more like the chill little cousin who shows up after the party's already over. It's not bad, but it's clearly just here to keep the schedule from feeling empty. That said, you'll still be walking away with 420 Primogems, which, let's be honest, isn't exactly jackpot territory, but it's still something. Primogems are Primogems, especially if you're saving up for a monster rerun banner. So while it won't blow your socks off, just log in, get it done, and let those sweet primos roll into your stash like passive income. Anyways, I won't bore you with a full tutorial of the event. You'll figure it out once you hop in game. That said, doing your dailies consistently for the next 7 days will stack up 420 Primogems. And I should remind you, if you haven't done the Escaffi story quest yet, go knock it out. That's a clean 120 primos sitting there, waiting to be claimed. And yeah, I'm gonna assume most of you already did it, so I'm not counting it toward the total. But if you forgot, that's on you, buddy. Now, about the Spiral Abyss, it just reset, and floor 11 this time is surprisingly chill compared to the last one. If you've got decent aim and the will to retry a few times, you can probably snag at least 700 primos from floors 9 to 12. So go secure the bag. Now, here's the part most players sleep on. There's a low-key primo stash hiding in your battle pass. Every BP phase, there's usually a mission that gives you around 100 cumulative Primogems just for doing artifact stuff. So if you're unsure whether you've done it or not, go upgrade a couple of artifacts to level 20 and check the BP screen. Now for my recent Welkin winners, or those highballers among you, that's an easy 90 primos for 7 days, making 630 Primogems. With this current phase wrapped up, it's time to lock in for the next one. Now I know some of y'all are probably sweating about how dry this phase might be, especially with the Chronicle banner on the line. You're wondering if you'd be able to save enough. Yeah, it happens, but trust me when I say this. It's really not bad. In fact, we've got 2 solid events lined up during this stretch, and yep, they're the generous ones. But let's start with the basics. This phase is going to run for 21 days, which means if you simply log in and do your commissions, then you're looking at a clean 1,260 Primogems just from dailies alone. Then we've got the usual character trials, which will toss in a quick and easy 40 Primogems into your stash. Nothing crazy, just click some buttons and pretend to fight for a few seconds. Now, since there's no new character dropping this phase, don't expect any new hangout quest to pop up. Now here's where things start to heat up. The Imaginarium Theater is resetting on June 1st, and if you're one of those players who actually knows what they're doing in there, you can snag around 700 Primogems just from that alone. Not bad, right? Oh, and let's not forget the Paimon Shop. It's resetting at the same time, so that's 800 Primogems worth of value just waiting to be exchanged. And if you've got some masterless glitter lying around, go ahead and cash in about 15 of them for 480 more primos. Might not sound like much now, but trust me, they add up real fast when you're pulling for a 5-star with 73 pity. Alright, now onto the events, because let's be honest, that's where the good stuffs are. First up, we've got Chronicle of Shifting Stratagems kicking off immediately with the patch. Yup, no waiting around this time. You log in, and it's already live. Pretty convenient if you ask me. This one's going to hand out a total of 420 Primogems, along with some extra goodies like upgrade materials and Mora. Then comes the real spicy one, Legends Ablaze Cross-Border Brawl. Now this one's a bit of a wild card. It's a co-op PvP style event, and yes, I said PvP, but not in the duel to the death kind of way. It's more like a team-based minigame event where you flex your mechanical skills against other players. It's starting on June 6th, so about 9 to 10 days after the patch goes live. As usual, you can expect the standard 420 Primogems plus an extra 30 primos from the event quest line that tags along with it. So that's 450 primos just for showing up and being a menace in co-op. Now, just when it felt like this patch was running low on primo juice, the Spiral Abyss swoops in like a last-minute MVP. That's right, it resets 2 days before the patch ends, sneaking in one final shot at redemption. And for those of you willing to brave the floor 12 pain, you're looking at another juicy 600 to 700 Primogems just like that. Now, of course, we can't forget promo codes, which can grant us up to 360 primos. And then for Welkin holders, 90 primos for 21 days is another sweet 1,890 Primogems. Now, moving on to the final calculation for this video, we're looking at the first phase of 5.7. And I've got some potentially good news, but kindly take this with a grain of salt. Nothing's 100% confirmed until Hoyoverse drops it in our faces. Based on a trusted forum leak, the first phase is looking like Skirk and Emelie, which is honestly not too bad. Gives everyone a bit of a break, especially if you're saving up for Mavuika or Shenhe in the second half. Now, to be real, it's still a bit of a grind, but I've got you, because as soon as the update drops, we get hit with 600 Primogems just for logging in. Then if you just keep up with your daily commissions for the next 21 days, that's another 1260 coming in. Imaginarium Theater is resetting, that's a solid 700 primos if you're someone who actually runs it. Add to that the usual Paimon shop reset, which gives a nice 800 Primogems just from exchanging. And hey, if you've got some spare masterless glitter lying around, you could stretch it for an extra 480 primos. Now for the events, of course, your girl has got you guys covered on the events. There are 4 events happening in 5.7. These are the 4 events, and as you might have guessed, the first 2 events will most probably be the ones held in the first phase. Now, after searching far and wide, I really couldn't find any more information about these events, so all we can really do is estimate in accordance to previous events. For example, the flagship event of this patch gave us 1,030 Primogems. That's with all the quests and stuffs included. So it's safe to say that this event may give us 1,000 primos, and as usual, other events which are non-flagship will give us around 420 Primogems. Then the quest in 5.7 isn't really known, but let's just sum it all up with the character trials and the likes to be 1,200 primos. At the end of the day, free-to-play players can save the amount displayed on the screen, while whales among you can save this. So yeah, been a wild ride. I genuinely want everyone to get the character they want and deserve. That's why I made this video. Of course, let's not forget that I'm doing a 10 Welkin Moon giveaway at 15k subs, so if you enjoyed the video, then kindly consider subscribing. As always, stay safe and I'll catch you guys in the next one.